Hi everybody, this is Julian from Kaptrek. I hope you're fine. So just like I made in French language, I will try to do the same in English to give you explanation, to give you a global overview of the project from several weeks ago, several months ago, and to give you what we will do in the future, in the next months, in the next weeks on the project. So let's go. Let's explain this timeline. So we will go back in the past and with the beginning of the project, and I will explain everything. So first, we created the company Fab1 Kaptrek, which is a startup in 2018. So what is a startup? This is a company who has an idea and want to bring a new idea on the market. So what we made at first, we developed a proof of concept to introduce our idea, our project on the market. And we met in 2019 2,000 people by introducing our first prototype, our first ideas, our first product offer. The aim of this market study was to understand what is the need of this kind of product on the market. So this is what we made. Right after, we tried to make a big fundraising in order to go on the next steps of the project. Unfortunately, for everybody in the world, we met with the COVID-19 and with a big lockdown everywhere. We were at home, no right to go out, big troubles for the worldwide economy and especially for companies and for startups. So it was a very hard time for us because no money, because no market, and yeah. So we worked with a startup accelerator in order to draft, to try a new strategy on the project, and this is what we made after. In 2021, we succeed to make a big fundraising and to start the product R&D, so research and development, and product development. And we prepared the crowdfunding campaign in January 2022. So what you saw, it was a one-shot campaign in June, but we had 6 months of preparation to build the strategy, to build the communication, to build everything in order to make the campaign in a good way on June 2022. And by the way, we worked as well on R&D and pre-industrialization. So in June 2022, we started the campaign, and you were able or not to purchase the Kaptrek product. So just for your information, what we made, unfortunately, the product, Kaptrek, the prototype, the functional prototype, what you can see here, arrived with big delays, big lead time, and arrived, unfortunately, after the campaign launch and after the campaign preparation. So we were not able to build specific contents showing what the product can do, what is the real purpose of Kaptrek, which is very great product. And so this is why you saw maybe how can I say, DIY product with a small screen showing some features, but it was not so obvious for everybody to understand how the product works, etc. So this is how we made the job to start the campaign. And what you did not see on the campaign, we had big trouble, big issues with Indiegogo. So let me explain and go through the different elements. So on this campaign, we had about 8,000 subscriptions. We had 500 prepayment at €1 in order to have a specific reduction on the product. We had 200 payment trials. What I mean with payment trials, we had big troubles, big issues with Indiegogo platform. When you want to pay the product, European and French credit cards were not able to proceed to the payment, unfortunately. So in the end, we had only 100 purchases, and so 50%, as you can calculate, of non-payment of issue on payments. So yeah, it was very hard time for us, and it's because of Indiegogo, unfortunately. You need to know as well that we have big payment issues with some people. They try to pay 5 times, 10 times, and unfortunately, they had debit 5 times or 10 times. So their bank account were negative, and we had trouble. We have a lot of different issues. So let me resume the different impacts. So we had low rate of participation. We have low ROI, so return on investment, because we invest a lot of money on the campaign, about 20,000 euros. Our initial and internal goal target of sales, I'll let you think that it was bigger compared to what we introduced on the campaign. So the realized quantity was lower compared to the target quantity. So of course we show a marketing goal with a low quantity we are searching for, but yeah, we had trouble with this thing. And in the end, we had loss of e-reputation on social networks like Facebook, Instagram, saying that Kaptrek Fab1 is a scam, you cannot pay, and so it was very hard time for us. And unfortunately, in the end, no success story on the campaign. So this is what you did not see, unfortunately, and what impact the next steps of the project. So we finally received the prototype P1 in September 2022. So no time to prepare specific contents before the campaign. And what we faced just after is the worldwide electronic components crisis. So let me explain and go through the different elements on this. COVID-19 and components. So what you need to know, we had, and when I say we, it's a worldwide crisis, a large increase of demand, purchases of computers, TVs, since everybody was at home. We were, with the lockdown, we were not allowed to go out, so a lot of people bought computers, TV, etc. We faced a big decrease of the offer because a lot of different companies closed their factories, their plants, and so with repeated confinements in Asia and very strict confinements, the global worldwide offer decreased because of this COVID-19. So we faced delays in delivery deadlines and global component price increase because of all these reasons. So the global worldwide issues, what I can explain and show as example, multiple delay in vehicle delivery with big brands like Mercedes, Volkswagen, etc., and big shortage of electronic products, etc. In a big retail store. You were not able to find computers, to find TVs, so yeah, very hard. And what you need to know as well, internally we faced a big increase on electronic components, 2 times until 20 times on certain strategic components. So very hard time for us and very hard time to keep our margin level with the product. So let's go back on the timeline. In December last year, so we built a new strategy and we decided to start a search for funds, because since we are a startup, no turnover, no revenue, so we need to inject new funds with private equity, with bank debts, etc. So let me explain. Up. So fundraising for a startup, fundraising allows to strengthen the company's equity, to plan big investment for production, for manufacturing tools, etc., and to accelerate the time to market of the product. So we get in touch with private investors like business angels, investment funds, with banks and public institutions. We are lucky in France. We have a lot of help from public institutions like state and regions, etc. What you need to know, each time you contact a private investor and this investor invests €1 in your company, the bank will allow you €1 of debt, and as public institutions like state and regions will allow you €1 of help, of subvention to help your company. So you will discover next steps right after. So we start to implement the new strategy right after by participating to Las Vegas CES. So it was a very amazing event for us. We met a lot of different people, a lot of distributors in order to start the commercialization of Kaptrek, and in parallel to continue the industrialization process. So what we had to do is to increase the price of the product. So we had a big increase of product cost. Sorry, just to give you a value, we had a 2-time increase of the cost. So we need to make it to make the application of this increase on the public price as well, and we need to change our initial distribution strategy by that was direct sales strategy to a retailing sales strategy. So in the end, the public price passed from 485 euros to 749 euros. And what you need to know when you work with retail stores and with wholesalers, when you, as a company, you sell the product €100 to a wholesaler, the wholesaler will sell €150 to retail shops, to retailer, and the retailer will sell the product €200. So in the end, what you need to understand, you have a 2-time multiplication between your initial price to wholesalers and that you can find in shops in the end. Sorry. So let's go back on the timeline. So in April of this year, we met a big investor issue. So let me explain you. So we had the fundraising validation. The legal construction of the operation was okay, was ready. But in the end, the day of the signature, the 3 investors said us it's no longer possible because they put a legal clause into the contract in the end, and asking something to us as a founder of the company, which was not possible. And so we passed from a situation of a very positive situation to a very negative situation. We were able to accelerate the project, and in the end, we needed to slow down and to adjust the company organization. We unfortunately separate from 2 of our colleagues, and so yeah, we had big slowdowns, and because of this 3 investors with big amounts of money, it was 200,000 euros, so very big amount of money, so we had to slow down. Next step, so we keep the search for funds into our global roadmap. On June 2023, we validated the first part of the fundraising, fortunately. So we have now money to start the next phase, the next steps on the project. And the first step of the project is the EMC conformity. So what is EMC conformity? You know, this kind of electronic device send a lot of electromagnetic fields, a lot of radio frequency, and what we need to check, if we are compliant with the global standards in Europe at the first stage, and then in the rest of the world in the next years. So Kaptrek product send electromagnetic files, radio frequency, and we need to check if this product will not, how can I say, send bad signals, will perturbate the existing environment with different devices like your smartphone, like Wi-Fi, like Bluetooth, etc. And we will need to check as well if this environment, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, will not perturbate the product. So this is what we will check on this EMC validation. Next step will be the closing of the fundraising, because we will need the remaining amount of money to continue the project. So we can continue, but we will need to close because we have big investment after. Unfortunately, in the next weeks and next months, it's summer holidays, so our different factories are closed, unfortunately, so we will need to continue. So since they are closed, we will be able to resume on September with the start of industrialization. Sorry for the noise. There are a lot of motorcycles passing on the road. So we will start the test of production right after. And in the end, we will arrive in December with the pre-series. What is pre-series? This is the first batch of products, so 200 products. And these products will not be certified. So I will resume and explain. This pre-series will be functional product, but non-certified. If we can see in July that EMC tests are okay, we will proceed to shipments. If unfortunately these tests are not okay, we will need to wait for the European certification and to wait for change maybe on the product. We will need to adjust something on the electronic cards and to adjust maybe some specific things on the product industrialization for manufacturing parts, etc. Sorry again. Let's go back on the timeline. So December 2023, we will proceed on the product certification. So we will be able to check if the product is okay, to make the certification of the product, and to have the European conformity certification. On January, we will proceed to part production. So today, parts of the product, we need to check if these parts will go in a good way with the other parts, the assembly process. And so for this, we have the conception of the different manufacturing tools, which is okay for electronic cards, and the tools are ready. So we are able now to manufacture the electronic cards. What we will need to wait for the fundraising, it's about the manufacturing tools for the plastic parts. So the conception is okay, but we will need to wait for the fabrication, and for the fabrication, it's a big amount of money as well. We need to pay 120,000 euros for the molding molding tools. Sorry. So big point. So this is why we need to close the fundraising as well. So let's go back on the timeline. In February of next year, we will be able to start the assembly of the product and to launch the product manufacturing on March. The product will be available on April 2024, and we will be able to make the delivery in shops, in retail stores, and to start the commercialization on May 2024. So in the end, what you need to understand, we faced a lot of different troubles, of different issues on the campaign, on the fundraising, and so today we are in a very complicated situation, but we are trying to find solutions. We found solutions. We are now running the new strategies, the new timeline. Everything is okay with our different partners. So the main points, what you need to save in your mind is the fundraising closing. This is what we are hard working on. The EMC conformity, the launch of the molding parts for plastic manufacturing, and so we need to run this roadmap. We are very motivated. We have a lot of energy, and please trust me that I spend a lot of hours on this project, and we will make it real. You will receive this product, and everything will be okay. So to conclude, until then, so no refunds possible, because you will be able to understand that we need money. We are a startup. We need to keep money internally to make investment and to make the delivery of products to people who order the product. but we are preparing a gift to apologize for the wait. So we are very sorry of the situation, of course. This is not 100% our fault, but we are trying to find the best solutions. So please trust us that we are working and very hard working to find solutions. And so what you need to know, in the end, the product will be even more advanced than what you paid for. The product is 2 times the price you paid for, and we increased the features, the different functionalities internally. And what we made as well, we are now working with big companies, big factories, which asked us to make specific developments for the army, for example, for big industries like, I don't know, metallurgic industries. And we are now able to propose new features. So this is what we will try to implement in the product, new features, a better product, better quality, etc. So thank you for listening this presentation, this information. Sorry for my English. I hope it was understandable for you. If you have any question, I'm available to answer it in the on Facebook page. And yeah, so don't hesitate. We are here to improve the communication. We will try to do it in the next weeks, in the next months. And yeah, you can trust us that the project will go on and will be a very big worldwide success. So thank you, everybody, and I wish you a very nice end of day. Bye-bye.